Hi, I'm Dr. Walter Matwichuk, and the purpose of this video, shot in my home here in New York on Sunday morning, is to talk to you about how I use the ABC self-therapeutic process of REBT to work on my own personal disturbance that I created yesterday when I attempted to hold the 226th consecutive demonstration of the REBT conversation hour and did not have a volunteer. Each week I hold this demonstration and show people how to use REBT, and unfortunately yesterday none of the 128 people that were in the audience wanted to come forward and discuss a real problem. So after 12 minutes of waiting, I decided to end the meeting and move on to other things. Nevertheless, I noticed as I was working on my other tasks for the day that there was an element of cognitive inefficiency as a result of the unhealthy mood that I created. So I began to think about how I was upsetting myself and began to move towards a healthy emotional response of disappointment. But this morning when I woke up, I still was thinking about how my 225 consecutive demonstration streak had come to an end and was concerned that I might continue to upset myself. So I sat down and did an ABC analysis and decided to turn it into a intermittent reinforcement email message that people could read. You see, in REBT, we encourage people to do self-therapy and to use self-help therapeutic forms. Unfortunately, they often resist. They want to do it in their head, or because it's hard and they can't do it perfectly well, they don't bother to at least scribble down on a piece of paper the letters A, B, and C, and then try to identify the components of their particular emotional episode. So, accompanying this video, you can actually read the ABC analysis I did of my unhealthy depressive reaction and how now I've shaken myself free of it. I used the child dispute, followed by the searching for evidence dispute, followed by the logical dispute, the functional dispute, and then I concluded with the logical dispute. I identified 3 attitudes that I thought were self-defeating and ran these disputes across each of these different attitudes, and then created a new healthy attitude that left me feeling disappointed but hopeful that a new streak will begin next week. So I encourage you to study my self-help process that's outlined in the email attached to this video, and then, more importantly, to model that self-help process the next time you upset yourself. Because REBT is essentially a self-help based philosophy, and we don't want you to become dependent on a therapist. We want you to actually use it on yourself. And the best way to learn how to use REBT is to actually take the time to do ABC analyses of when you're upset. So, I would like to conclude by encouraging you to attend next week at 9 a.m. on Saturday on Zoom. And you too can watch the demonstration. Hopefully somebody will come forward and be willing to discuss a real problem. And also, I would like for you also to study the attached writing so that you can see how it's important to do this sort of self-analysis when you're upsetting yourself. I appreciate you attending my weekly demonstrations, volunteering, and I hope that you will use today's writing to help you the next time you too upset yourself. It's a fundamental premise of REBT that fallible humans, no matter how bright they are or how well practiced they are at REBT, will occasionally disturb themselves. And when we have a strong desire, we're particularly at risk to disturb ourselves. In other words, the theory of REBT says that when we strongly want something and then we encounter a block, we are highly likely to transform that wish, that want, into an unhealthy demand. And that's exactly what I did yesterday. As you can see, I take the dissemination of REBT seriously. Perhaps yesterday I was taking it a bit too seriously. So Ellis used to argue that emotional disturbance could be thought of as taking yourself, other people in life too seriously or not seriously enough. So let me conclude today's video by once again encouraging you to review the writing that is attached to this video, and to attend next week on Saturday at 9 a.m. in New York City on Zoom. Write to me at rebtdoctor@gmail.com, and hopefully we will demonstrate with a willing participant how to apply the powerful ideas of REBT so that they have a healthy reaction to their particular adversity. Hope to see you next Saturday.